Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we got a rec review at a 1200 elo once again, and we actually have a guy here named Lord Snow, and he sent me this rec. He said Mongol Steppe Lancer domination, but he would also like to know what counters Mongol Steppe Lancers and how to react to its counters. So with that in mind, I expect this to be him winning with Mongol Steppe Lancers, but he wants to kind of get ahead of the game and want to know what he could be doing better and what he should be worried about when using this strategy on the ranked ladder. So no worries, bro. I got you. Let's take a look. One thing I also didn't like, and it's OCD. I hate that you had 4 seconds of idle time at the start of the game. Before the game starts, I want you spamming your make Vil hotkey and your go to TC hotkey like an absolute crack addict. I want you to spam that hotkey before the game starts. You have 0 idle time. It's just the only way to do it. And then once you make Vils, then you make your houses, and then you're good to go, okay? Let's just make that very clear. Get those 4 seconds out. It's only 4 seconds. You're not going to lose because of it, but it's like so unnecessary. We just have to address it. Okay, so getting all of our stuff in. I think Mongols is a great civ for ranking up right now. It's just such a good civ for ranking up at the moment. Definitely an S tier 1v1 Arabia civ. And I think it's so beginner friendly as well. But not even just beginner friendly. It's friendly to everyone. It's friendly to pros. It's friendly to intermediate players. Friendly to new players. It's just a friendly civ to play. It's only unfriendly to your opponents. 2 on wood, very good. This is again, I like reviewing my Patreon members' games because I like that the fundamentals are there. That's one of the main things I focus on when doing Patreon tutorials, builder tutorials, is make sure the fundamentals are there, because everyone starts off the game, we suck ass at micro, the strategy, the tech switch, these are all the hard things to do. As long as the fundamentals are there, we'll be on like a good good track to progress and to get better. So 2 on wood is correct here because our plan is basically to fast scout rush, I'd imagine. Good boilers, nice. Scouting is decent, by the way. Actually, they're really thorough scouting, which I really like. Now going for the deer push. Cool. Yeah, nice. So 18. Are you playing with big trees? Because why did you send them on that tree? It's inefficient. Sending them on the other trees would be better. Again, small thing, but I have to point it out. And really nice uptime. So we went 18. No loom. That's my man, bro. Bro, that's me and him right there. That's me and him right there. Love the skip loom. That's good. You don't get punished, guys. If you're fast upping civ, Mongols, Georgians, you don't get punished for skipping loom. It's the new thing I've been doing, and it's so good. It's so good. All right, nice, nice, nice. Okay, good. I'm really happy with this so far. Gonna go for the barracks. 8 on wood. This is like a perfect build. 1 on the straggler. This is exactly what I do. This is so good. I'm so happy right now. I'm like needlessly excited about this. Okay, nice. Now we go stable. Wood upgrade probably. You can probably skip the farm upgrade. Chase him, chase him, chase him. Good, nice, nice, nice. Yeah, wood upgrade. Don't forget, eh? Don't forget. It's really bad when people forget wood upgrade. Okay, scouts coming out. Only mistake so far is no wood upgrade. I hope it doesn't come back to bite us in the ass. Nice. Okay, so here we have tempo with Mongols. What I like to do with tempo is to put pressure with scouts, and then behind it, just start walling up my base. That's basically what I like to do. Some people, what you can also do is like send spears forward and try to like go all out with the scout war. It really depends. Nice. We did pick up Bidax, which is really good. Yeah, this is good. Just wall and get the pressure out. So a lot of people, what they like to do is wait till 3 scouts to attack. I think that's a really good thing to go for if you're like a newer player or like a lower bracket. Like pros, what they do is they just start fighting from like the first 2 scouts, right? But a lot of times what's better to do, and even I do this in pro games sometimes, is just wait till 3 and attack from a sneaky angle. So what I don't like here is that you're just attacking straight down the center. This is like super easy to beat, right? Like the guy has the spear ready. He knows you're going to come through here, so you're not going to find too much damage. So looking for an angle when you have 3 and then picking off this one stray girl, that's like a much better approach to getting some damage in. But I like how you just went in, went out, no big deal. You can easily go back if you need to. You have a lot of options at your disposal, so that's going to be very solid. Alright, you can go ahead and make some houses here at perfect. No! Oh, wall to the edge. I like that you want a full wall, but that's horrendous. 32 times 3. You wasted, what, 400 wood on that? I'm just kidding. Yeah, listen, like it's 100 wood. It's gonna cost you 100 wood. It's not bad, but like across here would just be way better. So generally speaking, you want to do like the quickest walls. Good job fighting back with Vils. Yes, sir. Good. I'm really impressed with this. Like I really like this gameplay from you so far. You're a guy that's gonna climb fast because you're focusing on fundamentals. And if every game of yours looks like this, you will win more than 50%. That's the way I see it. Good job sending your scouts back as well. Like I noticed you made 0 spears, which is probably a conscious decision to not waste like eco and spears, so you have your scouts to defend. But are you playing on big trees? Like what's this guy doing right now? Oh, I think you like clicked this tree by accident. Yeah, it's just weird, but you gotta watch out for that, I guess. Guy's acting weird. Okay, scout gets clipped by the spearman. Fair enough. Okay. Yeah, good defense. Bringing out a couple spears now just to match his spear numbers is not bad, and you clear up his pressure. This is good. We're now fully walled, so now what we have to do is just try to get to the Mongol steppe lancers as fast as possible. It's generally the game plan. But I don't like here is like I can already tell you have way too little farms. Okay, so this is exactly what's gonna happen. You have too little farms to click up to castle. You're not hitting 800 food, and because you sent too many vills to gold, by the time you have 800 food, you're gonna have way too much gold, like way more than 200. And that's a huge issue. So try to balance this out a little bit more. For me, the magic number always feels like it's 18, like 18 farms. I don't know why. When I'm doing like scouts into knights or scouts into steppe lancers, 18 farms in feudal is, and then like 5 or 6 on gold is just perfect. You just click up after, and I swear you have 800 food and 200 gold. Like I swear, it's like a magic number. Don't quote me on it though. Don't quote me on it. Unless it works, then quote me, of course. How did we end up here? We're like deep into the gold. What is going on here? Yes, sir. Okay. Yeah, that's quite good. That's quite good. All right, we got cleared up. I don't really mind that because we got like a decent trade in the end. Like it's not worth it for us, but it's we also got a lot of idle time, so I don't mind it. Like it's just like useless units. We don't really care too much about right now. And we're up. And this is exactly what I was talking about. Now you have an extra 200 gold. And because you still have 12 on gold, this problem will never cease to exist. You will always have too much gold. For the rest of your days, you are doomed to too much gold. Like until you fix it. Oh, that's good. Pulling for farms is good. Yeah, nice. Until you fix it, you always have too much gold, so you gotta fix it. So now we gotta afford. We gotta afford gold mining upgrade, which we can delay because we have too much gold right now. We need to get bloodlines, second stable, and attack upgrade, and maybe even armor as well if we can. So at this point, we fast forward because we're full wall, nothing much is happening. Oh, I don't like that. Wasted a scout. Okay, so I don't like what you did here. You were way too late in the second stable. And when it comes to steppe lancers, getting them out as soon as you can is so important. I don't like that you waited. Like, you waited for bloodlines. You could have got that way earlier on as well. So I think you just try to set it up that bloodlines is done and you have 2 stables by the time you get castle age. Because the faster you're putting pressure with steppe lancers, the better it is and the easier it is to win the game. They are like a snowball unit, kind of like cav archers, where the more you have of them, the better they perform. Now I'm going to go over to the other side and make a second lumber camp. I'm actually a huge fan of that. Good job. This one is getting a little saturated. And again, yeah, floating gold. This is completely natural. I saw that coming. It's not the end of the world. Like, I don't want to make you feel too bad about it, but you know, it is there. Third stable. I like this. I think steppe lancer all in is actually really hard to stop. I'll talk about the counters to steppe lancers after and what your opponent could have done, by the way. Just so I don't... I know that was part of the rec review, so don't worry. I got you. Would be funny if I forget now. Okay, steppe lancers moving up. So this is nice. You have like the reinforcements at home. Your main army attacking forward. That's good. So the main strength of steppe lancers is that you can stack on walls and you can kill walls very easily. And also, you can one-shot vills very easily too. You can one-shot units very easily by just running up to them and hitting with all the step lancers at once. Which is why camels are not really a big threat. You can just one-shot the camel and then run back. Here, your opponent's got too much, so you gotta run back, which is fair enough. And actually, what your opponent is doing is really nice. Like, a mix of knights and camel is completely solid. So as far as what, like, beats Step Lancer, real quick, we can talk about it. Knights and camels, I would say, trade neutral or a bit worse for Step Lancers. I think Step Lancers are a bit better than knights and camels until you have enough knights to where you don't get one-shot by the lancers, but there's not too many lancers that they're one-shotting you, if that makes sense. Or like, okay, rephrase that. You need to have enough knights where you're not just getting kited by the step lancers, like they're just hit and running you, but you can't have too many knights and lancers to the point where you're getting one-shot by the lancers. So you need to have like that sweet spot where you have a few, like probably 8 to 10, maybe 12 knights. And I also think that getting second armor helps a lot versus the lancers. Those are like the two things that help Knights Camel against Step Lancers. But I don't think those are counter units. I think the counter units to Step Lancer are monks under TCs, but that's a bit higher, a little hard to use. At lower levels, I would say it's mass archers. I don't even think pikes do it. Mass pikes are okay, but I think it's mass archers, and I think it's archers especially behind walls with ballistics. So if I were up against Step Lancers, you know, as Persians, not the greatest archer civ, but what you can do is go cav archers. That's not bad with Persians, so cav archers and mass them up would probably be like a really good way to deal with it. Or in this case, what you should do is just switch to mass pikes and only fight when he masses them up. That's also a decent choice. So what you should do now with the Step Lancer is not waste too much time. This unit does not scale as well as you'd think. Later on in the game, Halbs will actually destroy Step Lancers. It's because the more Halbs there are, the less you can kite. And if you can't kite, Halbs counter Step Lancers like they counter other cavalry. The only reason that Step Lancers beat pikes and Castle Age is because you can just kite them away. And it's like hit and run, hit and run. And if you do it perfectly, you actually never get hit. Fun fact. But it's hard to do it perfectly, to be fair. Okay, so with that in mind, we don't want to waste too much time. We want to get out with the Step Lancers as fast as possible. Our opponent wasted a lot of army right here. Yeah, we should go. This is go time. Our opponent just wasted his whole army. Yes, go. Nice. Nice. And you should look to get like a lot of damage in. We're still floating so much gold, by the way, back home. Market could just help you balance that out at this point. Nice, targeting the market. Good. Yeah, and now see, opponent has too much to the point where we can't hit and run them. So it becomes a little bit more difficult for us. Yeah. Okay. What we want to try and do in that situation is just do exactly what you did. Fight, run back, fight a little, and then kind of kite back, kind of like it's a range unit. You have only one range, but it's still range. I like that you go back to heal. I call this a healing station. I think it's very good. I think you just need more monks. Like, if you have 5 monks here, you heal in like 2 seconds. If there's one thing I can let you guys know, is that this healing station stuff is so broken. Like, it's actually so broken. You just need more monks. Like, if anything, you didn't have enough of a healing station. You're taking good fights and going back to heal. That's like the best thing you've done all game is doing this. It's so good. Nice. More monks out. Good. Get them involved. Get this guy. This guy's got to preach as well. Adding a 3rd TC. So here we're a bit further behind on vills, but that's completely understandable because we have a lot of army. I don't mind this approach, but just be mindful of it. Like, I just did a rec review where the guy had, the guy was rec reviewing, had more economy, less army, and he's playing defense. So in this case, same thing for you, except the opposite. You have less vills, and you know that because you added TCs later. You're not Persians, etc. You have more army. I want to see you go with that army. Put a lot more pressure than what you're doing right now. So far, you're taking good fights, but every time you're at your opponent's base, he just has too much army, you back up, and you spend too long at home. So I want you to spend more time on the opposing player's base. Run back to the healing station, sure, but then go back and put pressure. I mean, this is good. It's not like you're not doing it. It's just a little bit more would be good. So here, you should take that fight. You win it. Oh, on the hill. Okay. Look how you're stacking with those lances. This is why range units are so broken. You're stacking 40 units on one tile. The guy doesn't know what to do. Look at that. Fantastic. Okay, well, there you go. There you go. I wouldn't target the town center. I think that's a huge mistake. You should target the villagers here. +2 armor would be good as well, so you can dive DCs. Yeah, this is perfect. What ended up happening is that your opponent just took a really bad fight. He had less units, and he also fought in a choke point. So that's why he got snowballed like he did. Keep fighting, we win it. Okay, we're back to the healing station. I don't mind going back to the healing station. I like the healing station. Also, another thing you could do is a bit high level, but like while this is at the healing station, this army can attack. So I'm talking about spending more time attacking your opponent. That's one way you can do it. Like this army can just attack, and this army can be at the healing station. Again, you don't need them to like. There's nothing to talk about. Talk about between these two armies. This army went to war. This army is fresh recruits. You don't want to be sharing horror stories. Send the fresh recruits in fresh. Don't let them get like mind gamed by the horror stories of the healing crew. Let the guys that went to war come back and get healed, and that's all you need to do. Okay, it's bad if they mix. It's really not good. You don't want them to talk to each other and share the stories and scare the fresh recruits. Okay. And yeah, more realistically, like more Age of Empires speaking, you're just wasting so much time with like the army. Like imagine if you sent the other 18 steppe lances here. You'd kill some vills, kill some monks, and you'd be doing well. We'll fast forward a little. I think this game is going towards Imperial Age, which is completely fine. Mongols have a good late game. The thing is, though, steppe lancers don't exactly scale too well. Again, like if your opponent gets the Halb and spams them up, he will beat steppe lancer long term. Nonetheless, we should get the lead steppe lancer. Yep, there we go. And yeah, also, what's the reason behind camping all the way in that castle age? I know we wanted to like wait for upgrades, but I think you could have done the same thing where you run forward, take some trades and then run back. Also, you can always send a few lances to raid. I feel like you didn't even think about that. Like just sending a few lances to raid, even if you lose them, you just get so much value and you distract your opponent a lot. So just keep that in mind. Like really keep that in mind. Trebuchet is coming out. And now Savar. Oh wait, our opponent went Savar when he has 3 cav. What a beast. He's just preparing this crazy transition. Yeah, these steppe lancers are insane. I'm pretty sure they even beat camels like if you fight well with them. So what's happening here, like just so you guys understand, hold on. What's happening here is that basically, okay, let me explain something. This is very important. This blue player will lose this fight and think that camels die to steppe lancers, which is not entirely true. But what's happening here is that there's 60 lancers and 30 camels. Lancers, like cav archers, are a snowball unit. They're like archers. Any range unit, in fact, is a snowball unit. If you have enough of that range unit, you will win fights significantly more dominantly than if you have equal numbers. If you have equal numbers, what ends up happening is that you'll actually just start losing with like the weaker range unit. But if you have more, like way more range units, you're going to dominate fights. And this is exactly what we see here. The 60 lances will take the fight against the 30 camels. And because you have so much more army fighting at the same time, because they have the one range, the camels get eaten. So a different fight, if you do 60 camel versus 60 lancers, it would look vastly different, because there'd be a lot more camels hitting the steppe lancers than steppe lancers hitting camels. And so he could have probably won if he had equal numbers of camels, but because he took a fight when he had way less numbers, he now might get snowballed. So like what your opponent's doing is correct. He's doing like a mix of like Savar, camel, and Halb. This is like quite decent. He just needs to fight with more units. And that's why I think steppe lancers are so strong in lower brackets, or just in general actually, not lower brackets, because you're able to snowball fights very easily. So if your opponent makes some mistakes, like look, even here, Halbs, he gets snowballed. He doesn't have enough, so he gets snowballed. But if you like, look at this, in like low numbers, he's starting to take decent trades. Like look, these 2 Savar, 1 Lancer, get slapped. Then you convert him. Good job. Yeah, pretty good work from you. Ends up just running in, cleaning up the game, and dominating. A few criticisms of your economy. You never got to 200 pop, and you also stopped making vills. And there's no reason to stop making vills. You have so much economy. So what you want to do is keep making vills until you get 200 pop. And I think you should also expand to the side and take advantage of those golds. I think that's something that your opponent did a bit better than you. One thing you could also do is mix in some outposts on the side to control those golds and to raid more with your steppe lancers. I feel like you played a very linear game down the center. And Lord Snow, I'm not going to celebrate linear games. I want to open up your perspective a little bit raids on the sides, especially with mobile units, is very good. And if you don't want to waste your Steppe Lancers, the precious gold units, in late game, just mix in light cav, no problem. Like light cav are food units, you have so much food. Like send me like a slice of pizza. At this point, you've got so much food. You can't even say that you're gonna keep it all to yourself in the stockpile. That's just unfair. Make some light calves, send them around, okay? Distribute the food, and get more value that way. But yeah, basically just to answer your question, like what counters Mongol Steppe Lancers and how to beat the counter. Nothing specifically counters them, except like high melee armor units like Teutonic Knights and Boyar and stuff like that as like the counter to Steppe Lancer. But what soft counters them is mass archers, halberdier, knights, and camels fighting in equal numbers, and with usually low numbers, or I would just say equal numbers is the best way to put it, because Steppe Lancer micro is really hard to do if you're not snowballing. That's like the best way to put it, just simply, okay? If you have equal numbers, that's the best way to fight camel, knight versus Steppe Lancer. And same thing for halb. Halb usually you need a few more, or else you just get shredded. And then you also have some mild counters, like for example, Heavy Scorpion can do okay, because the Steppe Lancers bunch up a lot. So in this case, halb Heavy Scorpion, or halb Hussar Heavy Scorpion would actually be like the perfect Persian comp against what you did. But that's like a little bit more, a little bit more niche, and Heavy Scorpion's a bit clunky, so it's not a great counter. But okay, what should you do against those counters? Nothing. All you have to do is look for what benefits the Steppe Lancer. Fights where you have more than your opponent. Raids where you can break into Palisade Wall, run in, snipe some vills. Avoid monks, or run in close and one-shot the monk before he gets a conversion. You just want to play towards your Civ strength, and I think you did a good job of doing that in this game. So yeah, Steppe Lancer, as it turns out, is a very strong unit. And especially for the Mongols, getting that extra HP and the faster uptime to where you can snowball it is really good. What I would like from you a bit better, Snow, is that all you have to do is just get the castage with the 2 stable faster and go a little bit quicker with that first Steppe Lancer attack. Because I think you can actually win a lot of games by just breaking a Palisade Gate or Palisade Wall and just raiding him the first four or five Steppe Lancers. Alright, that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you guys did enjoy it. Like, comment, and subscribe. Hopefully this helps you guys understand a little bit more about the Steppe Lancer and about Mongols in general. And yeah, as always, check me out on Twitch and Patreon. Twitch for the live streams, Patreon for the exclusive guides and content. And yeah, links to both of those in the description. That's it for me. I'll catch you guys later. Take care, and peace.